Okay, and hello. Long time no see because I have been slacking off terribly when it comes to streaming. I apologize for the long delay between streams. It's life has just been very lifey lately, and for some reason I've been falling asleep at ridiculously early times in the evenings. So that does not mix well with streaming. You'd think that I would be able to start streaming early in the morning, my time then, but no, I fall asleep at 8 o'clock and sleep until 7 o'clock in the morning. So apparently my body is just very sleep greedy. Except for last night when I stayed up past 1, playing a very silly, ridiculous little game. But that we shall not speak of that and my slightly obsessive nature. But anyway, welcome. We are returning to Andromeda 6 today, and this is a visual novel, independent game, and set in space. You are playing a character who uh, does not remember their past, was picked up from the ruins of a palace on a planet that has recently undergone a coup. You don't know who you are or what your history is, and there's a whole ship full of people who are of varying levels of appealingness, of appeal, um, of well, varying different personalities. All of them look very nice, but they are all romanceable. And at the moment, I believe we are pursuing the doctor character because she is nice and supportive and kind, and she loves to make the environment smell wonderful, like evocative of her home or of whatever soothing things. Very into aromatherapy. So, that is basically where we are. I don't remember the exact thing other than that exact place where we left off, except that we were at the end of chapter 1. Whether we will be able to finish chapter 2 this time, I don't know, because I have to knock off the stream in about 2 hours or so to give myself time for my RPG game so I can grab some food before that. But in the meantime, we have coffee, and coffee is life. Mm. I love coffee. So we shall go ahead and get started. The buzzing of whoop, 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 boop. There we go. The buzzing of the ship wakes me, giving way seconds later to the crackle of the intercom booming through my room. Okay, I have no recollection what voices I gave people last time, so I will do my best to be consistent within this stream. Whether I will have any consistency with previous streams, no clue. Rise and shine, people! Geranium is in our sights, and we're set to land in approximately 1 hour. Time to get your asses to your stations. Stretching my arms above my head, I let out a loud yawn, lazily blinking the sleep from my eyes. It had taken some getting used to, sleeping on a moving craft, and I could do with another hour or two of rest, which is totally a mood. However much sleep I can get, I always want more. Though, rather than risk the captain's wrath, and probably Aya's too, I push myself out of bed, shivering as the cold metal floor touches my bare feet, and head to the adjoining bathroom to wash up. After my initial run-in with the crew, and the rather unfriendly welcome from the captain, I had avoided leaving my room as much as possible the past few days, content to let Riona bring me meals and just generally fuss over my well-being. Riona, in case you don't recall, because I am bad with names, Riona is the doctor character, who is rather lovely. The headaches I'd been having since my accident hadn't quite eased off, and the potions and balms that the medic had brought me were the only thing helping me to get any sleep. After receiving my music box that first night, I had had the strangest dream. A faceless entity I have no memory of had visited me in my sleep, and her voice, soft but strong, gave me a new kind of hope. Since then, nothing else had surfaced. No memories, no voices, and I had kept the contents of that dream to myself. I have no idea who the woman is, lingering on the edge of my memories. Family? Friend? Or something else altogether? All I know is the sound of her voice made me feel something familiar. Something safe and hopeful. I'd like to keep that feeling to myself for a little while longer. Safe and hopeful, yeah. It's a lovely feeling. The crew has been welcoming for the most part, but I'm still not sure exactly who I should trust, or if I should trust any of them at all. I finished washing up in the bathroom, and after deciding I can't put it off any longer, I head to the bridge. The captain had told me to stay out of his way, and I had tried my best to, but I didn't exactly love the idea of being stuck in my room while we landed the ship. After having hit my head once already this week, I really don't need a repeat. Turning one of the many corridors, silently praying I haven't lost my way again, I almost bump into a figure coming out of one of the adjacent rooms while lost in thought. A surprised sound escapes me, and a moment later I realize that my hands are pressed against a solid wall of muscle, preventing myself from colliding with the figure entirely. June! June chuckles and takes a step back, and I drop my hands awkwardly. Okay, so what voice did I use? Do I remember what voice I used for June? I have no recollection. Good morning, Molly. Sleep well? He waits for me to regain my composure before he continues heading toward the bridge, matching his steps with mine. Yes, very well, or not at all. Let's go with not at all. I barely got a decent few hours. I think someone must have slipped something under my mattress. It was all lumpy and uncomfortable. I pressed my fingers into my side, prodding over the muscles that had tightened uncomfortably during my restless sleep. June gives me a sympathetic smile. Mine's not any better, I'm afraid. Else I'd have offered to trade rooms. I couldn't have taken your room, June. I'm sure you have things in there that are private. Uh-huh. Okay. Honestly, apart from an extra few weapons, or a few extra weapons, my room is just as bare as yours. Oh. Don't look like that. I'm not a fan of clutter, that's all. We walk in silence for a while, and although it's comfortable enough, I still find myself searching for something to say. So, are you used to being waken up by Ayame shouting through a speaker every morning? It certainly happens more often than it should, but I was already up. I don't sleep much. Insomnia? He slows, almost stopping completely as he gives me a thoughtful look. Something like that. His eyebrows dip, and I want to ask more, but something about his tone makes it clear that I shouldn't pry any further. So, how much do you know about Terranium? Not much, though I get the feeling it's not the most welcoming of planets. It has its ups and downs. I'll tell you a little about it if you like. I nod. The prospect of learning more about this place we'll be visiting too good to give up. Terranium is a desert planet. The water there comes from various oases scattered across the surface, and the oases are largely controlled by the gangs and clans there. The planet's government, the Council of Embers, is negligent, corrupt. I fear that will only become worse now that Zovac sits on the throne of Goldis. There's something dark in June's voice when he says this. Some deep-seated resentment poking its... You don't need an apostrophe there. Poking its head through that calm composure. I now notice the rifle that's strapped to his back, and I wonder, with a small twinge of panic, how bad this place really is. Terranium has long been known for drugs, robotics, and arenas. That's how they make their money. We're heading to Las Vegas, the capital. It's not as savage as the smaller cities, but still, things can get wild, so be on your guard. We have a friend who owns property in the busier sector of the city. It's a great place for gathering intel and laying low. And Tilly says hello. So that's what we're doing there? Gathering intel and laying low? May I help you, Tilly? Yes, thank you. Amongst other things. I'm sure you're aware of the damage to the cargo hold. We'll find the parts we need patched up, then scope the area for a general overview of the situation in Celiota after the coup. Then we'll make a decision on what to do next. Aya mentioned the crew was in some kind of mess. What did she mean by that? June makes a strange face, as if considering exactly how much he wants me to know. It wouldn't be fair to drag you into that. The less you know, the better. We enter the bridge to a buzz of activity. It's clearly all hands on deck up here. Calderon and Aya are seated in the cockpit. Pilot flicking switches and pulling levers, or levers if you prefer, while the captain barks at someone through the comm he holds in his hand. An awkward laugh crackles through the receiver from the other side, and I recognize the voice instantly. Okay. Yeah, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of noise down here, Cap. We'll make it through the atmosphere in one piece, but I don't expect the outer cargo walls to hold up during landing. Just make sure airlocks 3 and 4 are sealed. The hold is already shredded. Nothing we can do about it now. Aye, aye, Captain. Riona greets us with a smile from where she's buckling herself into one of the extra chairs. And when I feel a hand on my arm, I turn back to June. One more thing before we land. Oops, I went back too far. Okay. There we go. Okay, sorry. Still getting used to my new mouse. I think I need to adjust the sensitivity levels. One more thing before we land. Just make sure you stay with one of us at all times, okay? Wouldn't want to lose you so soon after bringing you on board. Filling in the newbie on all the lewd and lawless activities that go down in Las Vegas, are you, June? Damon's voice floats over to us from where he stands nearby, sheathing a pair of daggers into place on his thighs. June folds his arms over his chest, giving Damon a hard look. I'd rather not worry Molly with the details so soon after landing. There's nothing to worry about so long as we keep our heads down. Damon grins, his eyes trailing over June lazily, and a blade balanced between his fingers. Where's the fun in that? June rolls his eyes, unstrapping the rifle from his back and fixing it to the back of one of the chairs before he sits to strap himself in. I watch the thick green substance sloshing around the chamber, just beneath the barrel of his rifle, wondering what it is. Don't listen to Damon, Molly. Last time we were here, all he did was skulk around in the shadows and drink that disgusting shrimp juice they sell at the Ark. Hello, Molesy. Do you want up? Do you want up? Sorry, I have a small, elderly dog, who just caught my attention, but is now standing there doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, hello. Okay. Sorry, apparently he just wants his ears tickled under the desk. So, Tilly, well, I can't reach you over there. Where are you? I don't even know where you are. You are hiding. We have a hiding Tilly and a bossy Molesy. And hello, Jazzy. Welcome. Thank you for popping in. This is the second chapter of what is it? Andromeda 6. So welcome. I hope you are doing well. And I think we're about to land on the planet Terranium, I believe, which is a desert planet. So we shall see. It's supposed to be fairly dangerous, but we've been instructed to stick with the crew, so hopefully things will be okay with that. Don't listen to Damon, Molly. Last time we were here, all he did was skulk around in the shadows and drink that disgusting shrimp juice they sell at the Ark. It's not shrimp, it's krill, with a little blueberry and lemon juice. Don't knock it till you try it, cowboy. June makes a disgusted face, and I have to agree that the combination doesn't sound all that appealing. I'll pass. It's Damon's turn to roll his eyes, and as June settles into his seat, ending the conversation, he turns to me. He looks even more menacing than when we first met, though that may be because he's smiling at me in a way that leaves me unsure if he wants to stab me or seduce me. Or both, perhaps. Never mind. Sorry. Not going there. He looks even more menacing. Oh, wait, we've already read that. Why? Okay, Mouse is being weird. I apologize. Why? Okay, we wish to... Why are we doing this? Okay. I have no idea why my mouse is being so obnoxious. It's probably overly sensitive. I really do need to change the settings. Sorry. I wonder idly how he manages not to cut himself on all that steel. So I'm sure there's plenty more hidden where I can't see. Want to do a strip search? What? Stop torturing Molly, Damon. I don't know how it's possible, but Damon grins even wider, his head cocking to the side. In a moment, wrong voice. In a moment, Trigger Happy. Molly and I have some business to conduct. Oh, and now we have a Molesy who is... Okay. Molesy who is growling at nothing. Yes. And a Tilly who is barking. Yes. Why is the Molesy growling? Oh, good heavens. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand my dogs sometimes. Yes. You see, if you go over to your spot, there's a Chewy there. There is. It's right over there. It's okay, Tilly. Good girl. But since you're barking from there, I'm not going to give you a snack, though. Because the snacks are only for when you're quiet. Yes, dear. Good girl. Alrighty then. Where were we? Oh, yes. I panic. My chest seizing while my mind ticks over exactly what he means by business. Well, I'm sure you had a conversation worthy of a perfectly pleasant brunch with June. I highly doubt the cowboy told you half of what goes down on Terranium. So, walk with me. Aren't we supposed to be buckling in for landing? Tilly! Boop! Ma-ah. It's all right. You need to settle down, dear. Yes, you do. Okay, hello. Yes. Yes, she just put her front paws on my leg, just like, hello, I am here. Would you like to give me a snack? That is not what we reinforce you for, dear. But you are being quiet now, so we shall do a quick little snack thing here. One moment, please. So sorry. Okay, Tilly, since you are being quiet now, let's not close, good girl, not clothesline ourselves the um with the headphone cord. All right. Hopefully that will buy us a few minutes. She knows the planet is dangerous. Yes, you must be careful. Yes, it's yes. She is a very diligent protector. Although, well, she's more of an early warning system. Like, if you need to be careful now. Mulsey is more protective than anything, but mostly of Tilly. I don't know. They're very odd. Mm. But they're my dogs, so you'd expect them to be fairly odd. I quickly realize he's not giving me a choice. When he saunters over to a large control screen near the cockpit, I follow suit. Damon barely spares me a glance as his fingers fly over the screen, typing and scrolling through information I couldn't begin to piece together, even if I wanted to. Think of Las Vegas as a giant sandbox filled with loads of corrupted grains of sand. The kind of fun you'll find there isn't exactly legal, which means that it's the best kind. He throws me a knowing grin before his eyes snap back to the screens in front of him. Casinos, bars, arenas, strip clubs, brothels, mods, weapons, dealers, you name it, they've got it. I almost choke on air at the description of the planet. And when I part my lips to speak, almost no words come out. Calderon wanted to leave me in a place like that? I know what you're thinking. What kind of man is the captain to ditch a lost, lonely traveler in a place like that? Am I right? How does he keep doing that? I don't reply, but I'm sure my slack jaw and disbelieving stare tell Damon everything he wants to know. He chuckles a little, and I'm glad at least one of us is amused by the situation. That sounds dangerous. Wouldn't be fun if it wasn't. I bite down on my tongue to keep from answering. His definition of fun is certainly an interesting one. Still, trigger happy over there is right. You shouldn't wander around there on your own, especially if you don't know the place. He glances at me, giving me a once-over from head to toe and pulling his lips into a tight, unimpressed line. Or, if you don't know how to take care of yourself. I can take care of myself. Damon huffs a laugh, and I swear I hear him mumble, cute, under his breath. I'd like to see that movie. In fact, I might even pay to see that, although I'm sure the cowboy would have a thing or two to say about it. I do nothing but narrow my eyes at him, to which he replies with a dark grin, as if that was the exact reaction he was hoping for. Anyway, I'm not your babysitter, and I don't particularly care what you do or don't do while we're there. So take this, just in case. He pulls a black leather sheath from the pocket of his coat and holds it toward me. On closer inspection, I notice the glint of metal and a sturdy handle. He's giving me a dagger. Apparently not one to wait around for a decision to be made, Damon clicks his tongue at me impatiently. Take it. Lead it. I'm inclined to take it. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, I just noticed the little sign over here where it says I heart Bash. Oh, that's sweet. Now I want let me have a little person over here. Okay, I like the fact that they've taped up little artwork and signs and notes. That's very cute. Let's take it. Mm, well, don't take it. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody else is going armed. I will be okay without it. Thanks, but I'm not comfortable carrying a weapon. Okay, that was worth it just for that expression. Aw. Damon looks at me as though I've sprouted a second head. The dagger is still loosely held in front of him. Come again? It's better if I don't. Why? Are you afraid you'll cut off a finger? I'm not sure I know how to use it. It's probably best if I just stay out of trouble. Las Vegas? You can certainly try. Hello, Mulsey. Yes. Damon, how are things looking on your end? Calvin's deep voice cuts our conversation short. And when I turn towards the cockpit, his attention is still firmly fixed on the controls in front of him. I would question if he's noticed my presence at all, having not received so much as a glance from him. But I don't think anything escapes that man. The radar's coming up clean. No active patrols in the quadrant for the time being. Oppo has the yard clear for landing. We're good to go. Ayame? We're coming into orbit. Switching autopilot off to prepare for landing. All stats are looking good despite the, well, you know. Sebastian? Would it kill you to call me Bash like everyone else? Sebastian. A sigh crackles through the receiver, followed by Bash's voice once again, bright and bold. Engines are A-OK. Let's get busy. Damon snickers beside me, shaking his head before he pushes me toward an empty chair and sits me down. Does he even hear himself? I raise an eyebrow as he straps me in, securing the belts around me in place and pulling twice to ensure they're firm. Thanks, sir, I can do that myself. Damon holds his hands up in front of him, pouting unhappily. Forgive me for trying to make sure you don't injure yourself. Again. Well, sassy. Everyone, take your seats. We're about to enter Terranium's atmosphere. Tilly, shush. The sound of metal groaning catches my attention when Damon takes the seat next to me, strapping himself in just as the ship lurches and rumbles. Tilly, darling. You need to knock it the fuck off, dear. Yes, you do. Yeah, good girl. Okay. So sorry. Leaning forward as far as my restraints will allow, the beige-orange mass of Terranium surrounds us, the vivid neon lights and unusual buildings of Las Vegas growing closer and closer as we approach our destination. When we descend the loading ramp, the first thing that hits me is the heat. Not the balmy kind of warmth you'd find on a summer's day, but the scorch of fiery engines and hot metal. The late afternoon sun hangs low in the sky, and a metallic, oily scent lingers in the air. I wrinkle my nose at it, surveying my surroundings. Tilly, boo, shush, thank you. We're on a landing strip in what looks to be some kind of junkyard. Scrap metal piles up on either side of us. Broken down robots, rusted old hovercrafts, outdated droids. A graveyard of poor, unwanted things. It's a relief Oh, for Christ's sake, dogs. Not both of you. Seriously, thank you. Molesy, no more growling, thank you. It's okay. We need to settle down, dear. Although, honestly, if you have to bark, probably now is a better time to get it out of your system than the hint plays stream later. Because that will be annoying everyone and other players besides just me. But I do apologize. I think the dogs are whoop boop. Um, I think the dogs are probably a little bit confused because I haven't streamed in a while. They've forgotten how to behave properly. Okay, a graveyard of poor, unwanted things. Oh my. No need to apologize for the dogs. Dogs doing what dogs do. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. But oh my, I just feel bad for my neighbors too. Oh my god. Can we settle down, please? No, apparently not. Okay. All right. Part of the issue is that Mulsey can hear Tilly barking, but he doesn't really hear very much else. It's that's not that piercing, so he responds to her barking, and then now they're both going. Okay. Oh my god, puppies! Can we please? You've had your breakfast. You have, dears. Okay. Boop. Thank you. Very. Oh, good lord. Okay. Obviously, I need to do more work with the training of going to your place and settling and not barking. All right, graveyard of poor unwanted things. Tilly. Boop, boop. It's a relief to step onto solid ground after the past few days in space. I toe the dirt beneath my shoe, kicking up a small cloud of dust as I do so. Following behind the group, my eyes drift idly over the piles of junk surrounding us, until my gaze falls upon a serving bot, an older model by the looks of what I can see of it, lying half buried within a pile of rusted limbs, metal arms, legs, and torsos thrown haphazardly into a pyramid. I step toward it. Its black eyes, one cracked right down the middle, staring into mine, and its mouth opening and closing slowly, like a dying goldfish. A shiver runs through me, and I find myself feeling oddly sorry for the machine, left lost and alone amongst the skeletons of its own kind. Oh. Someone grabs my arm and yanks me aside roughly, and I see immediately what they've saved me from impaling my foot on. A piece of metal scrap lies half buried in the sand, its jagged edge poking up ominously through the dust. Be careful. Calderon gives me a hard look, his face schooled into an expression of pure annoyance. Okay, I will say thanks because I did not know it was there. I mutter a thanks to the captain, though wonder why I bothered when he merely turns and keeps walking. I don't know why exactly, but he seems even more on edge on the ground than he did on the ship. I get the impression he's not too fond of the planet. I can't stop myself from scowling at his back as we walk along, the clouds of dust growing thicker around us the further we get. June told me I should stay close to someone while we're here, and after hearing about the planet, I agree with him. I'd feel more comfortable if that someone was... All right, I now we get to choose who to hang out with. I believe we are going for Riona, the doctor, in this situation. Normally, I at least that was the feeling last stream. So let's continue going, hanging out with Riona the medic. and her soothing presence. Whoop! Nope. That is really annoying. I am sorry. I will change the mouth sensitivity settings after this stream. I fall into step beside the medic, who gives me an uneasy smile and moves a little closer. I've never been a big fan of this planet, but I'm glad you're here with us, Molly. I smile at her, letting her link an arm through mine as we walk. I'm glad I'm here too. We don't have to walk much further until we're greeted by a scaled, lizard-like being who smiles and spreads their arms wide to welcome us. I break away from the group a little to get a better look at our host.
Welcome, my friends. Oppo is so very, very happy to see you again.
Cauldron steps forward first, a rumble of impatience hanging thick on his words. Skip the pleasantries, Oppo. We're here on business. Oppo drops their arms, surveying Cauldron with an almost fearful look. I don't blame them, really. The captain is an intimidating man.
Yes, of course.
Do you have the parts?
Right over here, Captain.
Cauldron strolls over to the pile of metal Oppo indicated towards, with Damon in tow, while Aya steps forward to give Oppo a much friendlier greeting. Have things been around? Have things been around here, Op? She smiles up at the lizard, who towers above her and makes a non-committal sort of sound.
Very bad. Very bad. Since the Chimera took over power, Oppo barely gets enough water to keep the club running, now that they have control of the council. Every oasis on the planet is under their control, or is under their order.
Order, control, whichever. Aya's eyebrows dip, her expression shifting to one of pure horror.
Zovek gave his clan control of the Council of Embers? Yes, the old councillor is executed. Many of the arena fighters have been taken from the planet, made to serve in the king's army. Oppo fears bad things are coming to all planets.
June frowns, and I can't help but notice Oppo shy away a little, having only just noticed he was there. I fear you might be right, Oppo. The Council of Embers? I ask Bash, who's standing beside me, and he whispers back his answer.
Council of Embers are Terranium's government. Every planet has one. The Council of Eons on Talaran, the Council of Iron on Cursa, and the Council of Essence on Orion. There was also the Council of Pearl before Catalpha was destroyed. All of them answer to the Crown Council on Goldus, who in turn answers to and advises the monarch.
The monarch Zovek? Bash makes a face, and I wonder if it was the wrong thing for me to say.
Most would argue against his claim. The monarchy has always been passed down through the royal Pegasi family ever since its creation.
Zovek fought his way to the throne and took it by force. He is a ruthless man, and his clan, the Chimera, just as bad. While June and Aya carry on their conversation in hushed tones, I feel a hand on my back as Bash steers me towards Oppo, hailing them with a wave of his bionic hand. Oppo, I want you to meet Molly. The Archnos looks me over, their beady eyes blinking rapidly, and their forked tongue darting out from behind pointed teeth.
Mr. Bash has bought Oppo a new slave? Yes.
Oppo, no. This is our new friend. And they're not slaves, they're employees.
Yes, yes. Employees. That's what Oppo said.
Bash shakes his head at the lizard, then leans in a little closer to whisper to me. I do not give Oppo slaves, just so we're clear. An ungraceful snort escapes me. Crystal. Feel a nudge on my arm. When I turn, Oppo is beside me, teeth bared in a pointed smile.
You will come and work for Oppo? Yes. Better than slumming it with the astrometer crew.
It's Andromeda, Oppo. How many times have we been over this? Oppo blinks at Bash once, then twice, ignoring him completely as they turn back to me.
A spot just opened up in Oppo's club. Very popular tourist destination. Oppo will give you a good price. No need to worry.
Back off, Oppo. This one's with us. Calderon shoulders his way past the Arcanos, standing between us and blocking me from Oppo's beady eyes. I can't see Oppo's reaction, but I hear the reply come from Calderon's other side.
Yes, Captain. At once.
How much for the parts?
Boop, 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 boop. 2,000 credits.
2,000! Calderon leans in and says something to Oppo in a harsh whisper. I don't understand. I realize after a moment that he's spoken another language entirely.
For you, Oppo will take 400. And Oppo's junkers will install the parts for you, free of charge.
Calderon leans back and crosses his arms over his chest, looking awfully pleased with himself.
You go to the club while you wait. Show your new friend our hospitality here in North Vega.
No chance. I'm staying with the ship. Come on, party pooper. The ship's in good hands, isn't it, Op?
Yes, yes. Oppo will take good care of it.
Calderon looks unconvinced, though he heaves a sigh despite his hesitation. And Aya gives him an excited clap on the back before she turns to me. We are going to have so much fun! The streets of Las Vegas are a minefield of neon lights, tiny shop fronts and stalls, and all manner of creatures roaming the city. It doesn't take us long to reach our destination, stopping outside a large, odd-shaped building with a fluorescent sign on the front, reading The Ark. The bar we enter is crowded, overflowing with humans, catalphans, Arcnos, and some species I've never seen before. The crowd in here is so diverse, so colorful and unique, that I can't help but let my eyes wander. A small group of Arcnos hides away in a corner and to the back, low hisses and chirps, the only thing to be heard amongst their heated discussion. Waiters hurry through the crowd, dressed in tight, dark outfits. Most look human, with varying degrees of bionic alterations. Synthetic limbs, cybernetic enhancements, some of them even look more animal than human. A couple of catalphans stand out amongst the crowd, their gills shimmering brightly with some sort of pearlescent substance. I'm not sure I can see myself sporting glitter on my gills, but it's definitely a statement look. It doesn't take long to realize there are no Talari, and I wonder idly why that is. This feels like the kind of place someone would come to escape, to disappear in a crowd, lose herself for a night, or even forever. Hi, Frici! Welcome! I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for popping in. This is just a reasonably short stream of Andromeda 6 before the Hint Plays stream this evening, or evening, afternoon, later on today. So welcome, I hope you are doing well. I have coffee, and that makes me happy. I wonder if the crew feels the same. There are things, places, people that they too would wish to escape. The Ark is most definitely a world of its own. Oh no! Drottenshard not feeling well. Oh dear, I have missed that. Because I have been modding another stream and oh gosh, and I completely missed that. Oh. Okay, so yeah, Shard and Drut. Okay. Okay, well, perhaps. Okay, well, we'll see. I was planning on wrapping the stream about half an hour before we needed to gather in BC, so I will check later to confirm whether it's actually going ahead, or if we're doing board games as a fill-in or what. But, or if we're just calling it completely. I don't know, but thank you for letting me know. I am sorry, I have been busy basically the last couple of hours or so, and not really been checking Discord, unfortunately. And you're waiting for the event you're modding to end. Woohoo! Oh, I hope it's at least an interesting event. Probably more interesting than my little stream. But yeah, and I really hope that you do take time off, Frici, because I worry. I mean, I appreciate everything that you do, but I worry that you're going to burn out or just drop from exhaustion. So please, I know you take care. It's just I worry, and I know you take care of yourself though, so I will shut up about it. But every so often, I just have to have a little burst of parent-friend thing. Like, are you sure you're eating your vegetables? Are you taking your vitamins? Are you getting enough sleep? Getting enough exercise? Getting enough rest? Just okay. I'm shutting up now about that. Okay. The Ark is most definitely a world of its own, and I wonder how deeply it would drag me down the rabbit hole if I let it. I don't like it, I love it, or I'm not sure how to feel about it. I think I'm not sure how to feel about it, because there's something very appealing. Oh, okay, well, good. I know you're taking care of yourself. It's just occasionally I have to say, I just have to say it, but thank you. Boop. Why did I boop the heart? I don't know. It's been a long month, and it's only basically halfway over. So, who knows? Whatever. Okay. I'm not sure how to feel about the Ark, and I will have more coffee. As maybe the coffee will help. Oh my god, Molesy. Yes? Molesy, you need to knock it off, please. No, that was not knocking it off, dear. No, we don't do that. We don't need to. Thank you. It's all up. No, it's all right. Good boy. Yes. He's on the sofa across the room and was giving me this one. I'm not sure I believe you expression. Yeah. Yes, I can't wait for October to be over. Well, I personally can't wait for the last week of October because I'm going to be taking time off from work and basically hibernating and doing a few social activities in real life and streaming more regularly from the last week of October. And then, uh, yeah, basically just I need time off. I feel so burned out at work and but oh well. It will be okay. Everything is good. Hopefully they will be able eventually to get a managing editor to work with me um to basically be my commander Riker so I can say make it so and they will make it so. That will alleviate so much stress. Because trying to do everything, you know, the job of what used to be, what has usually been for the past 20 years, 3 people. Before that was 4 people, and now it's down to 1 person. That's, it's just a bit much, and I'm tired. So I am so looking forward to having some time off and actually for the rest of the year I will be working no more than 4 days a week. Yay! Because I'm taking every Friday off and I am taking the last week of October off, the last week of December off, and the week, Thanksgiving week, which is third week, I think, in November. At some point, well, it's toward the end of November. I am taking that Wednesday off as well. So basically, I had 3 weeks of vacation time to burn off, or before the end of the year, or lose it. So I'm definitely excited about that. I'm going to sleep so much. It's going to be so good. I'm sorry, I've completely lost track of where I was in the game. That's why we're here. We are here to talk about the game, or play the game, rather not to talk about my staycation plans. Okay, moving on then. It's a lot to take in. The lights, the crowds, the noise. But at the same time, and this could be exactly what I need after spending the last few days cooped up on the ship. I wouldn't mind exploring a little to find out more about the place. My eyes dart to Fiona, who seems the most uncomfortable of everyone. Oh. Okay, we're going to trust Fiona. I wonder if I should ask to accompany her back to the ship. I certainly don't think she'd be opposed to the idea. I stopped myself right before my feet moved toward her. The questions poised on my tongue. If I stay near her, I'm sure we can get through this night together. More than a few eyes watch as we enter, sizing up the newest patrons of the club. Most seem to know the crew, and while some are friendly, offering greetings or simply the nod of their head, others are not so much. The crew don't seem to mind the odd, unfriendly glares they receive, either ignoring it completely or, in some cases, giving it back just as rough. Don't wander too far. It's safe enough in the club, but don't leave this place on your own. Calderon gives me a hard look before he heads toward the bar, and I resist the urge to roll my eyes at him. My character is way more mature than I am, because I would be rolling my eyes so hard. Damon grins at me knowingly, nudging past me to join the captain. We'll meet back here in a couple of hours. Ayame flashes a smile, skipping toward a curtain near the back of the room. When she pushes it to the side, I get a glimpse of a stage so long it almost looks like a catwalk. June lets out a weary sigh from beside me before striding off to catch up to the pilot. Don't get into too much trouble. Bash grins, and I watch as he heads to a separate room off to the side of the building, Fiona hot on his heels. I feel a pang of sadness for Fiona, having to spend time in a place where she clearly has no love for. I can only hope she finds some way to keep herself entertained. I peek through the door a little before the curtain floats back into place after them, catching a glimpse of felt-lined tables and plastic chips of different colors. Deciding I'd like to learn more about the crew and my future with it, I push my way through the crowd and find myself at the bar. Here's our little stowaway. Damon grins at me, wide and wolfish, leaning sideways against the bar. What'll it be, newbie? Red wine? Whatever you're having. A cocktail, don't forget the umbrella. Or just water. I'm not sure I trust the water in this place. Not sure I trust whatever Damon is drinking. Personally, I prefer white wine over red, but the tannins bother my teeth. But I'm not sure what Molly, the character, does. I'm tempted to say a cocktail, just don't forget the umbrella. All right, I think that would annoy Damon, so let's say a cocktail. Just don't forget the umbrella. Okay, Damon chuckles at the request before... Okay, well, it didn't annoy him, but it amused him, so I'll take that too. Before signaling the bartender, ordering our drinks, and then mumbling to himself. Why am I not surprised? Don't you two have anywhere else to go? Oh, I'm sorry, Commander. I'll be disturbing you in your bar stool of solitude. Okay, I kind of like the snarkiness. Don't call me that. Damon grins, and immediately I know he's hit Calderon exactly where he wanted to. I mean, Damon is a bit of an asshole, admittedly. Just a little tiny bit. But I do appreciate the snarkiness. But it's such a good title. Calderon tenses, shoulders tight as Damon turns to me. You see, our dear captain here was a commander in Orsana's Guard. Orsana's Guard? To my surprise, Calderon is the one who answers. Hi, Lexi! Welcome! Hi, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for popping in. So appreciative. And we are partway through Chapter 2 of Andromeda 6. We have landed on the planet and are now in a skeezy bar, having a cocktail with an umbrella. And I love you too. You're feeding the art demons. Oh, excellent. I hope that you will be posting good stuff in the art channel on the Hint Discord. And I know everybody here is basically is aware of the Hint Discord and is on it. But just in case there are any lurkers or anyone watching the VOD, come join us on the lovely Hint Discord. There are many, many more talented people than I in that group as well. Well, we're not quite on a date. We are in the bar, and everyone has split into pairs and gone off in different locations. But we have to get through the butt hats to get to the good people. But yeah, so hopefully this will be over soon-ish, but we have to get the backstory for Calderon, apparently. They're the law here in the system. Their base is on Goldus. Something about the way he says this intrigues me. There's a kind of loathing in his eyes. bitter disdain. Why did you leave? Didn't have a choice. I want to ask more, but he doesn't seem to want to talk about it. We try a different question instead. Did he know the royal family? No. I was stationed in the city, Vance district mostly. That's where they hide the street rats of Silta V. Stick 'em in factories and work 'em till they bleed. Okay, oh gosh, which one is your asshole husband? Damon? Oh, I'm sorry. I did Cauldron's voice for Damon. And yeah, and if your asshole husband, though the blonde guy, okay, he's still doing his oyster or his clam impression where he's shut up tight. Has not opened up yet. Okay, and I just pretend that I did the last line in Damon's voice, and we're moving on. Okay, yeah. Cauldron here he's still Mr. Grumpy Pants. Damon here is grumpy and asshole-ish, but he's sarcastic, and he kind of treats everybody that way. So it's slightly less offensive to me that he's just, or I don't know, offensive, yes, but I don't know. It's not a personal thing. He's just sarcastic toward everyone. Calderon gives Damon a look. The latter only shrugs and takes a long drink from his glass. What? I can't give the newbie here a little background of the planet we snatched them from? Calderon makes an unimpressed sound, kind of growl in the back of his throat, and Damon turns back to me, arms folded over his chest. Let's see if we can hotwire that brain of yours with a bit of info, shall we? Silta V has 3 districts. Gold, home of luxury items, jewels, high-end tech, and fashion couture. Think of all the pompous, hoity-toity assholes you've ever met, and chances are that's where they're from. I resist the urge to glance at Cauldron, and I think Damon notices by the knowing glint in his eye. Oh my god, he growls. Yes. Meet me in the afterlife because this game killed you in just a few minutes. Oh, F for Lexi. Oh. Okay, I cannot remember the American or British sign language for sign for F. So I will be working on that though. That's one of the things that I'm going to be doing during my extra time off, taking American Sign Language course through Skillshare, so fingers crossed it'll actually stick a little bit. We'll see. And then I'll try to expand into British Sign Language if I can find decent courses, but harder to find here. I am digressing once again. What a shock. Okay. Silver, technology and trade. All transport to and from the capital goes through this district and is closely monitored by the guard. And bronze. Factories, power plants, and steelworks. The dregs of Goldus. And where they assign only the fiercest of the guard. Damon shoots a quick look at Calderon before whispering to me. In my opinion, I think that's where they station the soldiers they want to punish. His lips quirk, and my own follow suit. Calderon appears to be pretending not to have heard him. Okay, that's rather cute. I'm not listening. All citizens of the capital work and live in these districts. For the glory of Goldus, as they say. Bunch of bullshit, if you ask me. He raises an eyebrow, scanning my face for something only he knows. Does any of this strike a chord with you? I shake my head. None of it sounds familiar. Maybe I'm not from Goldus after all. God forbid you end up being from Cursa. Woo! Oh, we have a lovely pic. Oh, I like the drink that Damon has. That's cool. I want an iridescent rainbow sort of drink like that. That's very cool. Yeah. My planet breeds warriors, I'll have you know. I know, doesn't the drink look cool? I mean, with the little bubbles, but the color changing, I want that drink. I want to figure out how to do that. Oh yeah? What happened to you then? Damon grins wolfishly, his steady gaze sizing up the captain in a way that has him narrowing his eyes into thin slits of blue. Okay, I appreciate the fact that Damon can take it as well as dish it out. Not that way. Well, possibly that way. But we aren't going there at this point, for sure, and definitely not in this one. Yes, I know, they would be so cute together. I definitely want them. Okay, yeah, I'm not. I like them well enough, but I think they belong together more than with Molly, the character, at either point. Okay, you went to the same place too. Okay, that is good. So we will suspend judgment on whether, well, on Damon's preferred practices. Moving on. Come closer, and I'll tell you. Ooh, ooh. Calderon rolls his eyes, clearing his throat for good measure. Oh, that's so cute. They really. Oh, it's so flirty. Oh, last I heard, you detested your planet. Why defend it now? You want to talk about detesting planets? You look pretty content to sit on your ass instead of trying to find a way back to yours. Moms must be so worried about their precious golden boy. And let's not forget that. Watch your mouth. Or what, Cal? The mood around us grows thick, tension hanging heavy in the air. Or I'm just waiting for Cal to say, or I'll kiss that mouth if you don't behave. Sorry. I almost decide to head off and find someone else, leaving the two of them to their argument until Calderon lets out a heavy sigh. I don't want to talk about that. Damon bangs a fist on the bar in front of him. And it's the first time I've seen him genuinely angry. Oh, he cares, though. That's sweet. Aren't you the one always telling him to talk about shit? We have more important things to worry about. The fact that Calderon hasn't fully snapped at Damon surprises me. And I wonder about the nature of their relationship. They are sweeties. That's what their relationship is. It's so cute. Okay. Yes, this is sweet. Oh. Fine. Suit yourself. They turn away from each other, both of their shoulders tense. I want to say something, but before I can find the words, I notice Damon staring at me, freezing me in place with that cold, cold stare. Let's talk about something else, shall we? Or rather, someone else. Yes. I totally shipped them, actually. Yeah. I hadn't, until I got to see this interaction, it hadn't even occurred to me, but yeah, they are so cute together. Oh. A sense of foreboding settles in my stomach. I'm not sure I like the way Damon grins when he says that. Looks like we have a dilemma on our hands. What exactly are we going to do with you, newbie? The captain rolls his eyes and clears his throat, cutting to the chase. What he means is, we don't do charity. You can't stay on the Andromeda 6 if you're going to be just another mouth to feed. Which means you gotta work. Damon looks me up and down, and I swallow thickly. What kind of work? That's irrelevant. You just need to choose who you'd rather answer to. Ooh. I can choose anyone? No, The crew already has enough on their hands. They don't need any added burdens. I narrow my eyes at him. His choice of words is poor, but in a way I understand what he means. I don't want to be a burden. Pulling my own weight in exchange for food and accommodation sounds fair enough to me. So it's either me or Damon, stowaway. I'm the captain and he's second in command. It's only fair that the responsibility falls on one of us. Ooh. Go ahead and choose, newbie. Me? Oh, sorry, wrong voice. Go ahead and choose, newbie. Me or Cal? Cauldron growls a little at the nickname, but lets it slide for the time being. Alrighty then. This is going to be an interesting choice here. Okay, so I think since Cauldron is Lexi's pet husband, polycule husband at least, then let's go for a Cauldron then. Because it's really... It's a tough choice for me because I like the snarkiness of Damon, but yeah, let's go for Cauldron. Yeah. So I think, and hopefully we'll still get a chance to see the lovely husbands interact more. It seems on first thought like the safer choice. Though by the way Cauldron's forehead dips as the seconds tick on, I'm a little less sure about that. I choose the captain. Too late to back out now? Whatever. Less trouble for me. Damon stands, tossing back the contents of his glass before he starts to leave. He stops for just a moment, long enough to look over his shoulder and call out to me. Good luck, Molly. When I turn back to Cauldron, it's to find him staring down the neck of his bottle, a faraway look in his eyes. I take advantage of his silence to ask the one question that's been burning in the back of my mind. What did you mean when you said you had no choice but to leave Goldis? You sure ask a lot of questions. There was only one. His gaze falls on me, impatience written all over his face, and I swallow thickly. I'm just trying to learn more about you. Cauldron raises an eyebrow at me, taken aback by my boldness. Why? Because I don't think you're as much of a hard-ass as you let on. He turns back to the bar, and for a moment I think he isn't going to say anything, until finally he speaks, almost too quietly to hear over the static of the crowd around us. I was exiled. 3 words. That's all it takes to bring down that mask of hostility and hardness, replacing it instead with despair. Oh, poor baby. What happened? Just Sovak. That's what bloody happened. Is that why you were on Goldis that day? For Sovak? Look, kid, there are many things I left behind on my home planet. Many things I thought were worth returning for, and none of them I want to speak about with you. I step back a little, taken aback by the fire in his eyes, the utter rage written on his handsome face. Sorry to have bothered you. I turn away from the bar, stopping only when a hand on my arm stops me in my tracks. Wait. Listen to him or put him in his place? I don't think he's just starting to open up a little bit, so I think we should listen to him. I mean, yeah, he's prickly. He's our little hedgehog, though. I mean, he's prickly, but he has a soft underbelly. I'm sure. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. None of it is. I don't know what happened to you, but if you ever need to talk to someone who's not them, I nod my head to nowhere in particular, but the tilt of his lips tells me he knows who I'm talking about. You know where to find me. Cauldron looks me over, eyes shifting from surprised to amused in a mere instant. You continue to surprise me. You know that? I can't help but return his smile, feeling like I've chipped away at that ice-cold wall of his, if only a little. Cauldron sighs, and by the loosening of his shoulders, I can tell he's relaxing a little more. I swirl my drink a little, lost in thought and enjoying the comfortable silence that settled between us. What did you say to Oppo earlier? I've reminded them of all the times we bailed them out with the local gangs round here. Oppo has a penchant for trouble. I know they don't mean it, but it finds them nonetheless. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you kind of like them. They're useful for obtaining things that aren't exactly legal. That language you spoke to them? Arcnos? How did you learn it? I had an expensive education. My mother's wanted a good life for me. I was tutored not only in the common languages of our system, but also those of our neighbors. And I love that he just casually mentions my mother's. So that's lovely. They wanted me to be a council member, to change the lives of people throughout the system. I think I damn near broke their hearts when I joined the Guard. Where are they now? They're back on Goldus. I haven't seen them for a long time. He looks at me for a moment, a strange emotion I can't pinpoint in his eyes. I'm sorry, I'm boring you with all this talk. You should go and have fun. I am having fun. Flirt? I'd rather stay with you. Flirt, or I still have a drink to finish. Well, Okay, what time? Okay, I think I may need to take a break to think about this one. Because I think we've been pursuing Rihanna, but I don't know if I flirt with Calderon. Am I going to ruin any progress that we've made with Rihanna? I don't know. I'm going to think about it, and you all please try to think about it as well, while we are doing a self-care thing. Taking a quick little break. I'm going to refill my coffee, and I will be back in a moment. Hang and take care. Okay, and welcome back. I hope you have had a chance to refresh your drinks and grab snacks, get up and stretch your legs, take a bio break, whatever is needed for self-care. And hi Chrono! Welcome! Yay! And thank you for popping in. And uh, I hope you are having a lovely day as well. We are just sort of relaxing and trying. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. That's wonderful. Half a year. Wow. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I feel simultaneously like I've been streaming forever and like I've only just started because there's I yeah, time is weird. Time is fake. But thank you so much. That's really appreciated. And we are trying to decide now in the game whether we should flirt with Cauldron. We have been pursuing Riona, but I'm open to a bit of flirting with Cauldron as well. So my inclination is to go with I am having fun flirt. Uh, I'd rather stay with you is a little bit too much, and I still have a drink to finish. Seems yes, the commander, Cauldron, the blonde guy. Lexi has decided that he is her husband, and also that we ship Calderon and Damon, the snarky guy, together because they do make a really cute couple. Um, so I don't believe that this game has a polycule option, but that would be lovely if it did. I really really want one dating game where you can pick multiple people or separate or single people or just date a single person or whatever. I just I that would okay, that's going to be my project for when I have time and brain cells and spoons and things. Develop a dating sim that gives you a polycule option. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and flirt with the commander. Might as well. I mean, okay, I am having fun. hmm Believe it or not, but I'm having fun right where I am. Cauldron raises an eyebrow, as though he doesn't quite believe me, and I get the impression it's not something he's used to hearing. You sure you didn't hit your head again? Unless I fell out of bed and bumped it while I was sleeping. I don't think so. He huffs a laugh, the deep sound echoing around me. Oh my, Cauldron. Maybe it's dangerous for you to be sleeping alone. Hello, dude, Oh, my, okay. I mean, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, that's cute. Okay. I I I like him so much more now. I I didn't mean it like that. You've been modding a major event for the last week. You already forgot what brain cells are. Oh, Freechy. I mean, yes, hugs for Freechy. Yeah, I know you take care of everything, or take care of yourself, but you know, just yes, sending support and love your way, Freechy. And we have a fishy. Hi, fishy. Welcome. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate your coming by. It's always good to see you. We have just we have just been talking to Coltron, the commander, who accidentally said something a little suggestive and is now horribly embarrassed, which is very cute. Um, I can't help but chuckle a little, watching as he eventually does the same. Pang of sadness hits me for this man who is so guarded, so serious. Before I can stop myself, my hand instinctively rests on his arm, feeling the strength of corded muscle beneath his uniform. Calderon looks at my hand curiously, but he doesn't stop me. And when his eyes meet mine again, I swear they're softer somehow. Oh. parts his lips to speak, but obviously thinks better of it, dropping his head and giving me a sheepish grin. Oh, there's something we should talk about. And yes, Tilly says hello to everyone again. Tilly, can we settle down, please? Tilly! Tilly Munchkin! Sweetie! Where art thou, Tilly? Tilly must be hiding beneath the sofa and barking. So, Tilly! Can you knock it off, please? Thank you. Good girl. Yes. Are you going to come over here? Okay. We will give you a chewy as a thank you for knocking it off and coming over here quietly. Yes. There we go. Let's not clothes on ourselves. There we go. Good girl. Thank you. Quiet is good. Okay. That was exciting. Oh, Upside, you are not on site in Bucharest. Oh my. Oh. Oh dear. Oh. Definitely not worth coming over. Oh dear. I need to catch up on the news then, apparently. Oh. Oh no. I've been trying to follow what's going on in the UK, but I have not heard much about what's going on in Bucharest. Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lexi. Oh. Hugs, is there anything I can do to help? I mean, I know I can't help an entire city, but can I help you, maybe? Is there, if there's anything I can do to help support you, then let me know, please. I mean, sorry, I just like my friends are in having problems and I want to help. And it's just well, okay, you will let me know. I trust you to let me know if there's anything I can do. Oh. Oh, bless your cousin's heart. Oh, that was perhaps not the best. Oh, no, you, Lexi, you're. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because honestly, if there is anything I can do, yes, all the hugs for you, Lexi, and for anybody who needs them or wants them, you know. He's not the wisest bean. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, I do many foolish things on a daily basis. Oh boy, do I! But at least I do try to limit my travel, and sheesh, oh, this is very scary. Although unfortunately, I will have to travel in late January. Not particularly excited about that. I mean, as much as I love travel, I don't want to get on a plane. I don't want to go to a conference that has, 3,000 to 5,000 people attending. No, I think it's just too early for that. But until then, at least I will stay safe, as touch wood. But there is not enough. Yeah, that is not enough money. There's not enough money in the world to justify going to a high contagion area. I'm hoping that. I mean, they're at least hoping or expecting people to wear masks and provide vaccination status and or negative tests. But then there are some decisions that they've made with regard to the expo, which is separate but coinciding with the conference. That, and I don't really necessarily feel super safe with some of those decisions, but we've given feedback to the people who make these decisions, and fingers crossed they will make some more cautious decisions. Let's hope. But anyway, that is above my pay grade, so we are returning to the game, the reason that we're here. Sorry, I digress a lot, apparently. Okay. His declaration catches me a little off guard after the previous conversation, but I steady myself enough to look at him curiously. What's that? If you're going to be staying with us on the A6, there's a couple of things we need to get straight. He rolls his shoulders before he speaks, hand clenching and unclenching on the bar in front of him. Okay. First, like I said before, this isn't a free ride. You'll be expected to do your bit within the crew. Fair enough. Second, and I want you to listen to me very carefully, because I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. Calderon looks around the club before he lowers his head, leaning towards me. The crew has wound up on the hit list of some very, very bad people. Being one of us implicates you, too. I can't promise you this job will be easy, but you'll have a place on the ship. And if by some miracle you remember anything about where you're from, we can help you get there. He straightens up at once, giving me a hard look. Are you sure you want to be a part of that? Okay. Oh, hi, Drut! Welcome! Thank you for popping by. It is always good to see you, and I hope you are feeling... I know you've been... you said in Discord you were feeling a bit rough, but I hope you are, taking it easy and giving yourself the space to heal a little bit, because we worry about you. I know, again, as I've said to other people today during this stream, I know you are a competent grown-up, and I don't mean to be a smothering parent friend type person. It's just, when people I care about are going through a hard time, I worry. And so, oh, and we have a Riggs too. Oh, thank you for this resub. Thank you so much. That is wonderful. I really appreciate it. And it's always good to see you as well. And this is lovely. Thinking of closing the stream? Not yet. Let's see, it's 12:01 here. I was going to go until about, for another half hour to give myself time before the hint stream. But, last time I checked Discord, which is where everybody here is on Discord, but just for the hell of it, for the VOD, there's the link. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I've been going, about an hour and 45 minutes, so I was definitely going to go for a while later. Okay, let's see, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, we're not doing the... Oh no! Chrono, I'm sorry for... Oh, everybody's feeling bad. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay. You're pointing people at MacGuffin for 8 p.m. Okay. Fabulous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd been trying to keep an eye on the Discord notifications. Rest night for all, that sounds actually ideal. I mean, I will miss hanging out with, or getting to play games with. Ooh. Actually, that Okay, now I kind of want to finish off this chapter and then see if anyone is up for a case of King of Tokyo, or a session of King of Tokyo. You and our butthead aliens are our happy place right. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lexi. And yes, rest night for all. I think everybody deserves a rest, and it sounds like so many people need it. Ooh. Oh, Alpro hazelnut chocolate praline drink. Very well with a belt of fireball. Oh, that sounds awesome to begin with. Also, every time I see the name Alpro, I have to stop and think, or stop and remind myself it's not the canned dog food brand, Alpo. Alpro is something completely different. Yeah. Um, I don't even know. Okay. Vaguely thinking of something on Discord. Oh, that would be that would be fabulous. Then, awesome. Um, subtly different, yes. Oh, yeah. So I think that would be fantastic. Because Discord streams are just, I mean, they're just kind of nice and relaxed and cozy and chill and just lovely. And so that sounds wonderful. Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, stretch. Oh, we have a stretch. Oh, okay. Oh, also, I have a new t-shirt. I have to show people. Go back up here. I just have to show people my lovely new t-shirt. I think you can see most of it now. Tilly, hush hush. Good girl. I was just very excited. I got my new shipment of t-shirts. This is the Pride Tarot card. And I also have another one that I'm very excited to wear that says Ace and Anxious. So that is a perfect thing for me. So yay for new t-shirts. It just makes me happy. And back to the game. Oh, right. There is actually a game. I have to remember that. Let's see. I'm sure I don't have much of a choice, or on second thought, the only thing we can go with is I'm sure. I'm sure. And while I haven't known the crew long, I feel like this is where I should be. For now, at least. Calderon nods, and I get the strange feeling that my answer has pleased him somehow. Ha ha. Now that that's settled, what do you know about mercenaries? A game? Do you think anyone is here for a game? Well, I like to tell myself that at least. So, although I have been tempted to just do a just chatting stream while I knit a sock or something, with one camera here and a little focus camera on the knitting and just blather away. It would have to be a very simple pattern though, because just like stockinette or something with basic ribbing and then the heel. I could do a fancier heel, but then I haven't made socks in a long time. That would be cool. I should do that. During my week off at the end of the month, I shall have to schedule a knitting, just chatting stream. How do you feel about Pippin getting taped to a desk, hypothetically? I personally feel that Pippin is too powerful for tape. Or something, even when doing a chat stream, without something to distract you, you'd probably clam up. That's fair. Yeah, having something to do with your hands or something like, some other thing going on. It's like being at a party without having a drink in your hand. Doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink, but you have to have, at least I have to have something in my hands to fiddle with and to gesture with. And yeah, it's just I don't know if that's an anxiety thing or an eight. I don't know because I've increasingly started to wonder if I do have some level of goodness. I just got a text. Uh, oh, oh, wait. Oh my God! Someone just sent me a treat. Um, oh gosh. Thank you. You can check your email for more details. What? Oh, Lexi! Oh, thank you! That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that so much. Oh, thank you. You sent me veggie sushi and tempura. Oh, thank you so much. That is that is so appreciated. That will be such a lovely treat. So wonderful. Thank you. Many hugs and oh, thank you. That's so lovely. And I really appreciate that. That I had no idea that anyone would ever actually use that. But thank you. Um, that is wonderful. Yes, all the hugs for Lexi. Thank you. Oh, oh, Pippin is easy to get in one place. Just pick a place where you don't want him, and he'll be straight there. Yes. Um, Actually, one of my friends has her cat has decided that the neck pillow that she bought for travel is the perfect location, and so she now has a cat locator. Just put down the neck pillow somewhere. You know, the little neck pillows that kind of look like toilet seats, except they're puffier, uh, and uh, the donut shapes. That's probably a better, less disturbing mental image there. Just put the neck pillow down somewhere, and the cat is like, "Ooh, there's my spot," and it is lovely. Yes, those pillows are wonderful, except they do trap heat. So traveling during the summer is slightly difficult. Mm. You're extremely evil, but you are lovely. And evil in the best possible way. Evil in the evil sort of way, as opposed to the mean way. And they do look at yes, they do. Thank you, because I mean very puffy ones, but yes, it's not the best image though to think of that being on your shoulders and around your neck and under your chin, but you can't use them during travel. During regular sleep, I might need to investigate that too. I use them when I fly, but it's, but yeah, it does get so incredibly hot uh, after a while. Because the one that I have at least traps heat badly. But it's nice and squishy, and so I should probably see if I can incorporate that here. I just need to remember where I've stashed it. You know, this is the problem. I have a small flat, so you'd think that I would be able to find everything in very quickly and very easily. Not so much, because I have apparently a lot of stuff. I go through and clear out everything and declutter periodically, but it's just ridiculous how much, how quickly I've run out of space, of storage space, and I try to be very organized, but it's yeah. I'm sure you are right there with me, because it it just is ridiculous. I've had to. I mean, the kitchen, for instance, is not set up for someone who actually cooks. It's set up for someone who reheats things, or maybe will boil a box of macaroni and cheese, and do that. But honestly, I've had to add two separate shelving units for my kitchen to keep the cookbooks and the plates. Oh, and also a buffet table, or a sideboard sort of table as well, to keep spices and plates and glasses and all of the staples that I need. well, it's cooking for a given value of cooking, and there's no shame in doing that given value of cooking if that is what you enjoy doing. Um, I I believe everyone should know how to prepare a meal from scratch, but even if that meal is just boil pasta, dump sauce on it, then that still counts. Um, it's whether people choose to cook or not is entirely up to them. I just feel like it's like changing a tire on your car. Um, if you have a ooh, Hunter's chicken, I know nothing of what that is. Except I'm assuming it involves chicken of some sort. Um, yes, justice for easy meals. I'm a big fan of easy meals. One of my favorite things is a veganized version of a casserole that I ate a lot growing up. It's the original is sounds weird. Cottage cheese, spinach, cheddar cheese, and a whole wheat flour and egg binder, and you mix it all up, and then you add whatever seasoning you want, and then add wheat germ to the top because 1970s hippie food. And it's even veganizing it. It's very, very simple and feeds me for several days in a row. US casseroles aren't like the UK casseroles? Oh dear. Now, yeah, it's kind of like a spinach quiche. Yeah, except less eggy, more on the dairy side in the original. But yeah, it's very much like that actually. So UK casseroles then are not. No, I was not aware that there was a difference. Um, I will. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to need to. Whoop, nope, wrong keyboard. Okay, we're going to go. Boom. Over here. Okay. They tend to be more liquid nearest. Oh, okay. Okay, so I will not Google it then. Okay, that is good to know. I did not realize that because casseroles here tend, yeah, roast meat and veg and a lot of gravy. Okay. Huh. Okay, because here it's kind of something you can scoop out with a serving spoon, and it sort of generally stays together. It's not hard and solid, but it's squishy solid usually. Um, like macaroni cheese is, yeah, okay, it's like a bake. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay, that makes sense because I have heard things described as bakes and I haven't known the distinction. It's just like, well, it's a casserole type bake thing. Okay, so that really makes sense. Mm, ooh, okay. And so we are basically, let's see, you don't really have a name for casseroles. They're just food in the oven and main important or rarest ingredient food. Oh, that confused you when you first heard of U.S. green bean casserole. Yeah, okay, yeah, green bean casserole is, yeah, since you use the mushroom soup usually, or some equivalent thereon too, that's more of a loosely falling apart sort of thing, sort of casserole, but yeah, yeah. Um, I can see that being extremely confusing, especially with the crunchy onions on top. I discovered this week that someone thought they'd invented something because they used cauliflower instead of pasta and macaroni cheese. Oh, bless their hearts. Yes. Yeah, green beans. Actually, Yeah, with a gravy or a sort of mush. I usually do a mushroom gravy, sort of soupy thing. And then the crispy onions on top are particularly necessary, I think. And they were American. Yes, you did explain this was a UK standard. Yeah. Yeah, see, I grew up eating cauliflower cheese though. And although it wasn't actually, it was more of a deconstructed casserole, not baked together necessarily, but it had, you know, bake or cook the cauliflower and then make a bechamel and add in the cheese sauce or the cheese to that, and then put a ridiculous amount of the sauce onto the cheese or onto the cauliflower. That's it. Never. Oh, oh yes, a nice, a really good cheese sauce, either dairy or vegan, on top of cauliflower, or baked with cauliflower. Excellent. Okay, now I want that. Oh man, I'm getting hungry now. Okay, I'm sorry. Coffee. Yeah, let's see. There was another. No, that was more of a noodle dish. A lot of my favorite things seem to have spinach around them. There was another dairy-based dish that also used spinach and cottage cheese, but heated together with your season, with whatever seasoning you particularly want. Uh, Garlic, of course, is a must with this, but with whatever else you want, and then with wide egg noodles. And again, it sounds odd, but it works really well. The, that one does not adapt as well for the tofu cottage cheese, but I bet I bet I could, if I didn't try to saute it or heat it up in the pan and just sort of cook the spinach and then added in the crumbled tofu with the vegan mayo. I am definitely I have not really had breakfast yet, so I'm probably getting a little bit distracted with food. Um, Parboil the cauliflower. Use a couple of spoons of cooking water to help make the cheese sauce. Yes, put everything in a baking dish and cook for half an hour. It works brilliantly with the vegan not cheese. Excellent. That sounds so good. And do you put a breadcrumb topping or anything on top, or just let it let it go naked, as it were? Um, can do. Okay, fabulous. Because I do like a bit of crunch on the top of bakes or casseroles. I'll try to remember to call them bakes more often, or at least add a translation so people don't think that they are. Okay. Uh, okay, I'm not taking that out of context at all, fishy. But I will simply agree with you. Um, Breadcrumb and tomato topping is nice, but always use lots of black pepper. Oh, that sounds good. Yes. And context is king. Yes, it is indeed. Um, Twitch out of context. Uh, do I have? I don't think I have the add quote command. Do I? Quote. Uh, do I have that? Nope. Apparently I don't. Okay. Too bad, because I need to add that at some point, because sometimes these out of context things are absolutely wonderful. Um, you're always welcome to come here and cause as much chaos as you want. It is lovely. I I enjoy the Hindbrand Chaos, Hindbrand TM, canned chaos, or chaos in a can. Yes, that's it. It is an alternative spelling of havoc. Oh. And it's lovely havoc, it is. Shall I would like to try to finish this chapter, if at all possible, sometime today. However, chaos chat, which is my favorite type of chat, always. Okay, isn't that just Pippin? Oh. Quiet and let slip the moles of war. The dice of war. I love you all very much. You're... Stay out of my frontal lobe. Yes, you are all utter delights, and I care you very much in a non-creepy and entirely respectful way. Okay, I'm going to return to the game. Just for a little bit at least, until you successfully distract me again. Okay, I give him a disbelieving snort, thrown off by the question. Can't remember what the question was at this point, but... oh, there we go. Mercenaries. I mean, hitmen, who use other people's misfortune for their own personal gain. Caldron doesn't say anything, but when I notice the clench of his jaw, something clicks. May I misdirect you? Rig. Oh, underwater songbirds. Oh, okay. That's what you all are? Mercenaries? If you're good at something, people will pay you to do it. And don't know about you, but I don't see many honorable establishments willing to hire a pack of misfits like us. Mercenaries. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Oh, mercenaries. Oh. Oh, it's quote. Okay. Quote ad. Oh, thank you very much, Ricci. Okay, because I get confused because some of the channels that I mod or that I watch, it's ad quote, because they've set it up that way, but then... Oh, okay. If you have the command enabled, that is. Okay, thank you. This is why I rely so heavily on my Stream Deck, because some of the channels that I mod have SO as a shout out command. Some of them require shout out, and some of them, okay, yes, different bots. Yes, exactly. That makes total sense. I just can't, just trying to remember who uses what, and then, never mind the whole specialized shout-outs and personalized ones, and then extra commands, and then keeping up with the new commands that have been added. It's just, it makes me very tired, and people need to stop adding things, stop changing things, and let me catch up, and then we will be fine. And I've been distracted again. Okay, right. Willing to hire a pack of misfits like us. Right. But thank you all for your help. I really appreciate it. I will investigate that after the stream. Let me write down a note so I will not forget. Where's a pen? Ooh. Ooh. My nice, lovely, let's see, what is, I think this is a sailor? No, it's not a sailor. I cannot remember the brand of this pen, but it's a music nib, which is a double wide, and it makes me very, very happy. What am I going to do after this? Oh, bot, it'll never happen. Oh, fishy. I appreciate you. Okay, and what am I doing? Okay. Quote. Command. I should be able to remember who is this? Who made Platinum? Okay, this is a Platinum pen. I love Japanese fountain pens, and this one is particularly lovely because the music nib is essentially double wide, and it does a beautiful thing. It's not quite the same as a stub, which has the sharper corners on the nib and gives you a nice flexible sort of path for the ink, where the horizontals will be skinnier, and then verticals will be fatter. It's a lovely calligraphic thing with a stub nib, but it's difficult to find stub nibs. I have distracted myself again. Honestly, I don't know if it's just that I really do have some form of ADHD, because I've been worrying, or not worrying, but wondering that increasingly over the past few years. Or if I've just had too much coffee. I don't know. Uh, mm. Oh, excellent. Excellent, Rig. Thank you so much. I, yeah, I have a slight, a slight collection of fountain pens of varying levels of quality. Not the super fancy, super expensive ones, um, but yes. Oh, thank you, Trot. This is my new Pride Tarot shirt, and I'm very excited about it. Yay! I love having new shirts. Um, okay. Oh, game. Game. I have made the note about the quote command. Returning to the game. You got a problem with it? There's the door. He turns back to his drink, taking a long sip and resting his large forearms on the bar in front of him. Ooh. You have lost use of your mouse mat. Oh, Pippin. Pippin, darling. You'd entirely forget. Yes. Maybe you need a decoy mouse mat. I wonder if that would work. All I've ever known of mercenaries, or now mercenaries, okay, has been tainted with preconception. Hired guns, no better than space pirates, whose mercilessness knows no bounds. Hard to say. Caldron and even Damon fit the bill well enough, but when I think of the others, June and Miona especially, I can't help but wonder if they're not all that Caldron is making them out to be. Ooh, heat mats. That sounds like a brilliant idea. Yes. I don't have a problem. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, that's all. He grimaces in understanding, tossing back the contents of his drink and tapping the bottle against the counter, glancing at my now empty glass. If it's the texture that he likes, or just that you are using it, I suspect it's probably both. But yeah, if it's anything like my dogs, when I've bought them a new dog bed, for instance, this is going back to Nigel. When I have bought a new dog bed, they will completely ignore it until I sit on it for about 15 to 30 minutes and demonstrate that this is an acceptable piece of furniture. It is perfectly fine, and that I can sit on it, so they can too. Otherwise, they will just sort of look at it and go, I don't want to sit on a pillow. Why would I want to do that? That's not appropriate furniture. So, possibly if you do get a decoy mouse pad, especially when it's heated, maybe you swapping it out so that you're using each of them semi-regularly and you're getting a scent on both of them. I don't know. I don't know enough about cats personally to be able to say for sure, but it seems seems like, might be worth trying at least. I don't know. Um, that's probably what I would do with my dogs at least, and that seems to work. You want another? Sure. I almost chuckle at the flush on his face as he signals the bartender, grumbling to himself when he fails to get their attention. I get the impression that he doesn't get the chance to relax nearly as much as he should. While he shifts aside, a terrified kid who looks much too young to be in a place like this. Oh, shifts aside a terrified kid. Okay, sorry, I put a pause in the wrong place. I relax on the bar stool, taking in the scene around me. Hey, pretty one, let me buy you a drink. My attention shifts to the man who's sidled up beside me, far too close for comfort. He's human, by the looks of things, though 2/3 of his face and both arms have been replaced by bionics, and his voice has a strange, metallic echo to it. His eyes focus on me, both of them glowing in eerie neon green, and it takes me a few moments to compose myself and wave a hand in front of me. No thank you. I've barely turned away when a cold metal hand grabs my arm and almost yanks me completely off my seat. I let out a yelp, surprised by the sudden heat of his breath on the side of my face. I wasn't giving you a choice. No one says no to me around here. How about you back the hell off before I fritz that tin can you call a face? The rumbling growl of an extremely pissed off captain resounds from beside me, and the man's grip on me loosens before disappearing completely. Apologies, Captain Lynch. Yeah. Move along. It's only when the man leaves that Calderon removes his fingers from the blaster hanging at his side. I leave you for 1 second, and already the hounds are at the door. Wasn't my fault. He's the one who was being a creep. Which is a fair point. Calderon waves a dismissive hand at me, and I narrow my eyes at him. There was no victim blaming, Calderon. I'm going to go look around. I slide off my bar stool, only to feel a firm grip wrap around my arm before I take a step further. Unlike the grasp of the tin-faced man earlier, this one feels a lot less hostile. Just be careful. Don't wander away from the club on your own. I roll my eyes before settling on him with a smile. I'll be fine, Captain. See you later, stowaway. Turning away from the bar, I'm drawn to the shouts floating my way from the room at the back of the club, followed by a round of loud cheers. I make my way through the crowd, sidling around a dark and dodgy-looking dance floor before I push aside the curtain to the back room and freeze. Oh no! Oh dear. Aya? Please come down from there. You're gonna break something. Lighten up, will you? The only thing I'm breaking is hearts. Yes. What is... Surveying the scene in front of me, it doesn't take long for realization to dawn, and with it the shock of what exactly is going on. Hidden at the back of the club, behind a dirty red curtain and a crowd of sleazy patrons. Well, sleazy. Well, okay, in this particular case, perhaps sleazy. But we'll see. Is a strip club. I would say that I'm surprised, but after meeting Oppo earlier, I'm really not. I join June beside the stage, distracting him from trying to coax Aya down from it for a mere moment when I cross my arms over my chest and give him a pointed look. I didn't take you for the strip club type, or what's going on, or say nothing. I think, what's going on? Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, what's going on? I would say it looks like you have the situation under control, June, but you really don't. June drags a hand over his face in defeat, letting out a low chuckle. Thank you for that, Captain Obvious.
Oh, yeah, make it rain, puppy.
Oh, good heavens. Sighing, June nods toward the stage. As I'm sure you can tell, I likes dancing. When I turn to the stage, it all starts to make sense. The one getting all those cheers from the crowd is Ayame. Oh. Okay. Can she? Yeah, okay, that's... I don't think I can arch my back quite like that, but that looks reasonable. Reasonably doable for people with some flexibility. It's so much fun! Grandpa June down there is just trying to kill my vibe. Aya laughs and hooks an ankle around the pole, spinning around so many times I feel dizzy just watching her. Yeah, if I had the core and upper body strength for pole dancing, that would be really rather fun, actually. I'm not trying to kill your vibe, I'm just worried about you. June rolls his eyes, exasperated, his voice almost lost among the noise surrounding us. Oh, it looks like so much fun, Jazzy. I mean, I do not I do not have the core or upper body strength, but it's just awesome to watch, and the artistry, the pure control is just fantastic. And maybe someday when I'm actually vaguely more in shape, I don't know, but it just looks like it's a fun and creative way to exercise and to dance, which is very cool. But yeah, someday. Oh, voice almost lost. Okay, someday perhaps.
Chillax, Daddy. How about you loosen up before you end up with stick in your ass the size of the captain's?
Molly. Oh, Molly, you. Oh, you're not a fishy alien. PC Molly is a fish person too. Yes, true. But yes, I am completely gill free at this point. And okay, how about you loosen up before you end up with a stick in your ass the size of the captain's? Their eyes lock on each other, unflinching, interrupted only when Aya twirls around the pole, her face appearing a mere moment later to continue the glaring match. Okay, I love that image. I wring my hands in front of me awkwardly, thinking this is probably a good time to intervene and diffuse the situation. That's the wrong version of diffuse. But agree with June, or Aya's right. I'm sorry, June. Aya's just dancing and having fun. June, Aya's right. Ha ha, told ya. And here I thought you were a sane person, Molly. Okay, let's not be ableist here. They are. Get lost, Grandpa. That's also a bit ageist. Promise I won't get us into much trouble. Cal asks, we're sitting quietly in the back and behaving ourselves. Got it? June throws his hand up in exasperation before turning around and walking away towards an empty seat in the back. Though no one said a little trouble wouldn't hurt. Hey, Molly? You're crazy, you know that? Okay, again, ableist, sanist, but we'll go with it's meant affectionately, so a little bit. Like, yeah, but you like me that way. Yeah, good. Says who? Says you. And hey, you sided with me out of your own free will. That I did. It just seemed like she was having too much fun to try and stop her. And honestly, I don't think she would have stopped even if we begged her to. Ayame doesn't seem like the kind of person to just roll over when you tell her to. With a crystalline laugh, Aya twirls around the pole, stretching her leg until she lands in a perfect split. Wow. Making the crowd around us hoot and yell. What would it take to turn this into a private show? That's a little forward. I wish I could do that, flirt. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Or how do you even do that? Okay, since we're flirting, we're still in the flirting stage. I think we haven't locked ourselves into a particular path yet. I'm going to go with, I wish I could do that. That is, I wish I knew how to do that. It's not that hard. I could teach you how to do it. Except, Aya slowly gets up and shows off yet another spellbinding display of flexibility. Heat starts spreading through my body, but I'm entranced. I can't take my eyes off her. It's clear as day that she knows it, and likes it. Who would you dance for? My mouth is dry. Her show apparently too much for me to handle with a clear head. May not look like it, but I'm not much of a sharer. So you'd like me to dance only for you? Who knows? We'd have to try it out. Giving me no time to reply, Aya saunters closer to me and gives me a quick kiss on the cheek, making my skin go up in flames and the crowd around us to roar wildly. You'd think a Catalfin would know better than to try to sit by the water and stay dry. Oh my. But then again, I wouldn't mind adding something to get us wet on that private dance. Okay, hello. Sunscreen. I'm sure that's what she's talking about. Yeah. Oh, how am I supposed to dance on a wet floor? Okay. Babe. You're too adorable for your own good. At that, it hits me. Yeah, I hadn't realized that the species that you chose would actually have an effect on some of the conversational options. Ooh, building an explosives expert in Gaia Complex. I'm looking forward to actually getting my Gaia Complex book at some point. Someday. It shall arrive. Someday my book shall come. Okay. My face burns hot. How I missed that one is truly beyond me. I'm sorry. It was too easy. Kill me now, please. And have you died before our lesson? I would never. I bury my face in my hands, letting out a groan I'm sure everyone around us can hear. Someday my book will come back from the war. Publisher, one of those things, yeah. Her laugh is music to my ears, and I watch between my fingers as she pulls herself back up the pole. I'm pretty sure I'll die from embarrassment from flirting with her someday. I just make it too easy. There's nothing wrong with going wild every now and then. We've all been through a lot, you know? It's clear they all carry a certain amount of baggage. You don't just become a mercenary for no good reason. She seems to act very carefree about it all. Doesn't seem to mind my questions as much as some of the others. Taking her eyes off me, she pulls herself up and flips upside down on the pole, somehow holding herself up with just her legs. A woman next to me chokes on her drink when Aya winks our way. I'm pretty sure it was meant for me, but whatever gets her through the night, I suppose. Sliding slowly down the pole, she flips back up, cocking her head at me. What could possibly be going through your mind to make your brain tick so damn loud, even in this crowded room? How did you end up on the Andromeda 6, or sometimes it feels like I know so little about you? Well, we just met recently, so yeah, we know so little about you comparatively. I think, how did you end up on the Andromeda 6? You seem like too much of a free spirit to be tied down to a crew. What made you join them? That's a good question, isn't it? Aya chuckles at my question and slows down her dancing, eyes drifting into the distance. You don't have to tell me, of course. Oh, I know. It's just been a while since anyone has asked. Aya, sweetie, that is not the brain. Yes, this is true. The crew never did? Some of them know, but it's like all of us have a shitty past of some sort, so it's just... Shrugging, she cocks her head at me, an unreadable expression on her face. There's not much to tell, really, but how well do you know Catalfa? Let's go with not much for the long explanation of Catalfa, I think. Honestly, not much, I think. Not many people do these days. It's almost like they already forgot how it was destroyed. It was destroyed? I thought it went supernova, that it wore itself out. It's complicated. I'm not saying we didn't have a hand in its demise, but, well, no use crying over spilled milk, I guess. It's a grand planet. The surface covered in water, great lakes and oceans brimming with extensive ecosystems, bright and lively fauna and flora. There were a lot of Catalfans, and the little land available was soon crowded with peeps like yours truly, and moving underwater was the only way out. Our species has always been keen with science and stuff like that, so a lot of things were created while they tried to come up with a way to live properly underwater. Oxygen masks and water purifying techniques are only a couple of examples of what was created in this process. Tellurix wouldn't work as a TRPG dating sim. Trinity and NPC bonds, if you'll excuse the phrase, would get heavy. Oh my. Okay, that would be cool. That would be a lot of fun to play, I think. Eventually, they created a substance that allows them to live underwater, and part of the people volunteered to move, and a whole new and big city flourished down there. With the years, we adapted, and we started started being born with gills on our neck, allowing us to breathe underwater without the need for any substance. I'm not entirely sure that's how evolution works, but okay. We're just going to accept it for with environmental gene manipulation. That's it. Unless you're a half-kit, which there are many, then you're shit out of luck in that regard. Those who lived under went beyond even, with webbed fingers and toes, bright jeweled colored skin, a nictitating membrane over their eyes. full-fledged space mermaids, equipped to survive even the deepest of waters. Blah. Yes, the power of sci-fi. Cool. Sorry, I'm starting to stumble over the words a bit more, so apologies. And they needed a substance to be able to live on land, so they were fully adapted to water. What about you? Were you one of them? I had family under, but I was too young to be a full-out mermaid. Oh wait, yes, I nominate Chrono, not me. Much more experience with both GMing and dating sims. So yes, yeah, my vote goes for Chrono. Yeah, but I would that does sound fabulous. Okay, too young to be a full-out mermaid. Okay, I want to ask if she wished she could be one, but the forlorn look on her face keeps me from uttering the words. I'd hate to pry into something so achingly personal. Those stupid, cocky idiots thought it would be okay to push an unknown substance in research. To abide by that dumb king's request. Oh, okay. So it's 5 minutes before we would normally be gathering for hint plays in VC. Yay. I keep forgetting to turn off my alarms. I'm afraid to ask what you heard is ickily personal. Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, never mind. I forget what I've said 5 seconds beforehand. I now remember. Okay, for what? For nothing. Ooh. Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to see another dating sim collaboration with you and Mike. That would be fabulous. Something bad happened, and I can't help the twinge of guilt in my stomach as I ask her what. Aya? What happened? She doesn't answer me right off the bat, staring into the distance while letting her body spin around the pole. Doesn't even feel like we're in the middle of a crowded room anymore. My heart aches in a pain I imagine doesn't even come close to hers. That part of me that will always be connected to the Catalfin homeland, already anticipating the weight of her next words. The world seems to slow down around us when she talks again, painfully so. Our oceans boiled. Sea life died. The kits who refused to move back to land died there. Earthquakes ravaged everything. The temperature rose to a ridiculous level. We were dying. Heat stroke, landslides, drowning, hunger. People killed each other, Molly. It was chaos. Pride tossed aside. Our leaders sought out help, and yet no one bothered to help us. Closed doors and backhanded offers is all we got. And it was their fucking fault. If humans had never discovered that substance in the mines, if they hadn't paid the Catalfins to run tests on it, if the Tillari hadn't shut their damn doors on us, then maybe... I have no idea what to say. Ayame's knuckles are white from how tight she holds the pole, eyes cast to the side, brimming with unshed tears. Oh, fabulous. hunt around for something suitably fun you might be able to do in 1 or 2 sessions. That's going to be that's the challenge. Because yeah, something that short. Mm, good luck. I have no idea what could be done in 1 or 2 sessions and completed, especially with all of the giggling and that's going to go on, I'm sure, at the ridiculousness of the game. Hmm. Okay, I will keep an eye out for anything super short like that, but mm, that would be like a yeah. The giggling does take extra. I mean, I would like to suggest you know um arcade spirits or the second arcade spirits, but that's gonna. I mean, there's no way you can do that in 1 or 2 episodes. Just yeah, the giggling does take extra. Yes, and I cannot imagine that there would be no giggling. Arcade Spirits is huge, yes. I mean, I love it, but yeah, there's no way. I, hmm. I feel like I should, hmm. I don't know. Oh, that would be excellent. A solo adventure for Arcade Spirits. I love I okay, I've never quite finished the first Arcade Spirits because I don't want it to be over. It's one of those games where I am saving the last chapter so that it's still, you know, it hasn't ended. It's still going on. It doesn't. Maybe that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it it does to me, I guess. So, but yeah, I really should finish that and play some of the other things. It's just, mm, um, it was very endearing, and it did actually make me cry a couple of times. So, so Arcade Spirits definitely recommended, but yeah, way too long. Oh, and Shadowrun and Witcher 3. Okay. Oh. Will you finish it before the sequel comes out? I probably should. Yeah. Um, because it would be nice to see the happily ever after ending, I guess, and maybe pursue some of the other people as well, because I've only done the one playthrough and just sort of locked in on I like this person and stuck with them, and I should explore it more because it's a really, really good game. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm adding that also to my list of things. Okay, and Arcade Spirits finish finish. And also once I finally get a little bit better at platforming, I want to play Ori and the Blind Forest, which was given to me recently, and I love it. The art is gorgeous, and it's very very sweet, and sort of, if you remember anything about oh god, The Last Campfire, it kind of vaguely feels that way, only it's a little bit darker. Uh, but there's also a lot of platforming. Well, for me, there's a lot of platforming, and I swear my character must have concussion or have a concussion at this point because I keep not timing the jumps correctly, and they will go boing into the ceiling of something instead of jumping on top of it. They'll just bounce in between. I'm really bad at platformers. Working on it though. So once I get to a non-annoying level of incompetence with platforming, I'll be streaming that as well. I am distracted again. Uh, right. Concussions are the main. Ori and Hollow Knight. Oh god, Hollow Knight. I have seen Shard play Hollow Knight so much, and I could not do that at all. That is super, super fast. I'm hoping that I will eventually get the hang of Ori enough to make it past the level where I'm kind of stuck because I keep exploding myself, which is not ideal. You should not be exploding your character in this game. Speaking of game, I have one in front of me. I need to finish this. Okay. Ayame's knuckles are white from how tight she holds the pole, eyes cast to the side, brimming with unshed tears. I know there's nothing I can do. It kills me, but all I can hope is that she'll get better. That I can be there for her when she needs me to be. When she needs me to. But still, my heart aches for her. I wish I could do something to help. Anything. How else am I supposed to react to that? And the fact that I can't even remember what happened to my own people. Words of apology flow from my lips before I can even make sense of the storm of feelings inside me. I'm sorry. Her eyes dart back to mine at my words. Confusion sprawled across her features. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for, Molly. If anything, I'm the one who should say sorry for going overboard with the details. I just meant to tell you a bit about Catalfa and me, and sorry. Cauldron does say I tend to get touchy with the topic, but I'd hate telling him he's right. The forlorn look in her eyes hurts me. I don't think she got touchy with it. Aya, it's not an easy subject. I understand why you got emotional. You shouldn't blame yourself. Thanks. I mean, I know that, but most of the Catalfans don't get like this anymore. It's been a while. Makes no sense to dwell on the past so much. Would you rather forget about it? Aya takes her time to answer. I can almost see the conflicting thoughts running through her head. I don't know. With a sad smile, I get the feeling it's best to leave this topic at that for now. My own memory loss might make me get touchy and emotional over that. I am sorry, but don't tell him I lost it, okay? It seems like she's about to turn around and go back to dancing, but I can't let her go without saying something. The weight of her words still sits heavy on my chest, suffocating me. You don't have to apologize either. And if you ever need someone to loosen up with, count me in. I know. Thanks, Molly. But Aya, how did you survive? Oh, now that's a cool story. But I'm afraid we'll have to save it for another time. Aya winks at me before turning back around to keep dancing, calling out to me over her shoulder. Can't really spill all my tea in such a crowded room, can I? And with that, she turns back around, jumping on that pole like a second nature. Like it's second nature, I think. Take a few steps back and keep watching as she twirls around, having the time of her life. That is, until her face shifts to sheer anger, and she stops dancing and starts yelling at someone in front of the stage. And let's see, yeah, we've got a bit more time. I'm probably going to, if we don't get to the end of the chapter after this the Aya scene, then I may go ahead and call the stream, simply because we all have stuff to do. Uh, but I would like to at least try to finish the Aya scene.
Hey, no touching, asshole!
Before I even figure out what happened, warm hand lies on my shoulder. I'd advise you to go somewhere else now. But don't worry. You can leave that to me. You don't want to be in the way when Ayame gets mad. Trust me. Okay. Staring at his earnest smile, I can't help but believe him. Aya's a feisty little thing. Do feel sorry for whoever dared messing with her just now. Waving my goodbye to June, I turn around to continue exploring the club while he pushes his way through the crowd toward Aya. Okay, so that is the end of the scene with Aya. We've got Bash and Rihanna still to visit. However, considering I think considering how slowly I've been making progress through these scenes, I think I'm going to call it there for the evening. And we are boop. Yes, I want to overwrite my save. Thank you very much. And quit and go. Yes to that. All right. So, thank you everybody for hanging out. I am sorry for not finishing the chapter, but I will be picking up. I will follow up with this game more regularly. I will also be hitting Wildermyth again. I am sorry I've been such a slacker about streaming the past couple of weeks. I've just been exhausted, falling asleep stupidly early, or doing, basically just being a lump on the sofa and not being able to put two sentences together. Not that I normally can anyway, but you know what I mean. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will hopefully return Tuesday evening, or after work on Tuesday, which would be about 5 my time, which would be about 10 UK time, and then starting the following week, I will have much more time to stream. Yay! At random, non-conflicting times. So thank you, everyone. I believe, Chrono, you had said that you might do some Discord streaming after this at some point, so I will probably not bother with a raid. But I will see you all, hopefully, later on in Discord. And thank you again for hanging out. This has been wonderful. Appreciate it. Much love to you all. And take care. See you later.